Right now, the fate of a retired Fort Atkinson priest facing sexual assault charges is in the hands of the jury. We'll hear closing arguments from both sides. And some southwestern Wisconsin students are home from school today after last night's heavy rain washed out roads.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We are expecting a verdict today in the trial of a retired priest, William Nolan, accused of sexually assaulting an altar boy. Rose Schmidt is live from the Jefferson County Courthouse to tell us what happens next. Rose?
Mark, the jury has been deliberating for about an hour and a half now as lawyers wrapped up their closing arguments this morning. William Nolan faces 5 counts of second-degree sexual assault of a child after the judge dropped a 6th count this week. The accuser says he and Nolan had 100 or more sexual encounters starting when he was 13 years old in 2006. Throughout this trial, multiple examples have been cited where witnesses' stories changed or they couldn't remember details from 10+ years ago. Today, the prosecutor says that doesn't mean the allegations didn't happen, while the defense says this shows the accuser's, quote, propensity for untruthfulness.
He's a 13-year-old boy struggling with his hormones, struggling with his sexuality, who's found acceptance in a trusted, caring person in his life. And it is his first sexual experience, and it is seared into his mind.
First time was on a bus. First time was in the rectory. His stories constantly changed and constantly were all over the map. The dates were wrong, the times were wrong, the places were wrong. Everything changed, everything moves.
Nolan's attorney says arguably the most important evidence was the accuser could not recall any markings on Nolan's body, when Nolan actually has 2 long surgical scars and a skin tag on his groin. Now, the prosecutor reminded the jury that the accuser was only 13 years old when the alleged abuse started, so she says the jury should not take his memory at a higher standard than to Nolan's or the other witnesses. We'll bring you the latest on this case on News 3 Now and Channel3000.com.
Rose Schmidt reporting live from Jefferson County Courthouse. Thank you. Right now, a handful of southwestern Wisconsin schools are closed or delayed due to severe weather. In Grant County, classes in Boscobel are canceled because some bus routes were flooded out. In Crawford County, classes are also canceled for the Wazeeka-Steuben School District due to flooding. And lots of people in Metro Chicago are dealing with flooded streets after last night's heavy rains. The heavy rainfall that is, fire crews had to rescue 1 family from their home. Several streets in the city's northern suburbs are impassable and vehicles are partially submerged. Let's head now to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. Thankfully, the rain has stopped for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Drier weather getting ready to move into that picture, Mark, and that's going to work in everyone's favor for allowing a lot of the high water areas to recede and for things to dry out through the weekend. The clouds are breaking up. Now we're seeing a little bit more sunshine. Here's weather track. The rain moving off towards the south and east. We'll continue to see that sunshine take over this afternoon as well. That is because we do have a strong southwest wind out there, and that southwest wind is going to work, northwest, but that's going to work in our favor to usher in some drier air. Get this, for Viroqua, 59 degrees right now. Same for Decorah in northeastern Iowa. In Madison, we are at 66. A lot of the higher dew points are hanging strong as you work your way towards southeastern Wisconsin. But even still, that drier air is found just to the north and west. And that means we're going to have a crisp fall-like afternoon. Look for temperatures topping out right around 70 degrees. Some of us may be a couple degrees warmer than that. And then as we head into tonight, maybe you're going to a lot of those football games. It is Friday night. You may want a little jacket. Things will get a little crisp for us on this Friday. But again, drier weather is moving in for the weekend, Mark.
A big change from yesterday, that's for sure. All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. New at noon, a man is fighting for his life right now after a hit and run on Madison's north side last night, and police are trying to find the driver responsible. Police say it happened as the 60-year-old was walking along the 1700 block of Northport Drive near Warner Park around 10 o'clock. Several drivers stopped when they spotted his body in the road. He was taken to the hospital with internal bleeding, a ruptured aorta, and head trauma. If you know anything, contact Madison Area Crime Stoppers. On A 19-year-old is behind bars after trying to break into several apartments near the UW campus overnight. The apartments were on Jerry Court, Spring Street, and North Mill Street. Police found window screens cut in all of those apartments. Shane Daly was arrested after one of the victims saw him trying to enter her bedroom window and called police. Other victims reported items missing, including a potted plant. The leading 10 Democratic candidates shared the stage for the first time last night and clashed over health care coverage and how to pay for it. Natalie Brand is in Houston, where the presidential hopefuls were looking for a way to stand out from the crowd.
Voters tuned into the third Democratic debate, which did little to shake up the field.
It's still really early in the season, so it's good to hear from everybody and then kind of be able to narrow down my choice from there.
With the very first question, candidates clashed over Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren's Medicare for All plan.
Medicare for All is the most cost-effective approach.
How do we pay for it? We pay for it. Those at the very top, the richest individuals and the biggest corporations, are going to pay more.
But moderates, including former Vice President Joe Biden, questioned the cost.
They're going to give back that money to the employee?
Matter of fact, they will.
Well, let me tell you something. For a socialist, you got a lot more confidence in corporate America than I do.
As the frontrunner, Biden faced a challenge from former Housing Secretary Julian Castro, who's trying to improve his standing in the polls. But the moment drew a gasp from the crowd.
You said they would have to buy in.
Have to buy in. If she qualifies for Medicaid,
are you forgetting what you said 2 minutes ago?
Be in for it.
Afterward, Castro insisted it was a difference of policy, not an attack on Biden's age.
I stuck to policy tonight. I talked about the difference between my health care plan and Vice President Biden's plan.
While some said Castro went too far, fellow Texan Beto O'Rourke drew praise from fellow candidates for focusing on gun violence after the massacre in his hometown of El Paso.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Democrats will debate again next month in Ohio. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Houston.
The same 10 people on the stage last night have already qualified for the October debate, as has one other candidate. Tom Steyer has received enough support in fundraising and the polls to take the stage next month. More local news now. Middleton software company Paradigm is giving back to first responders. The company posted on Facebook they donated almost $19,000 to local firefighters for new equipment. They also donated $18,500 to EMS crews. Last September, an employee opened fire inside the Paradigm offices. First responders saved the lives of 3 people who were seriously injured. And tonight's Prep Mania High School football game of the week is at Mansfield Stadium. Middleton visits Madison Memorial. Jay Wilson, Bill Brophy, and Al Minert bring you the game live tonight at 7 o'clock on channel3000.com. And we'll have 3 other games live tonight. Edgewood at Oregon, Fort Atkinson and Stoughton, and Milton at Monona Grove. That's tonight starting at 7 o'clock on channel3000.com. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today, we're combining French toast and strawberry cheesecake to bring you a grab-and-go breakfast that's nothing short of amazing. Make sure you stick around. When it comes to breakfast, many of us either grab something quick as we run out the door or skip it altogether. But what if we could have an easy grab-and-go version of French toast that's stuffed with strawberry cheesecake? Well, you can, and it's a heck of a lot easier than you might be thinking. First, we start by cutting the crust off some basic white bread and rolling it out with a rolling pin. After setting those aside for a sec, we mix together some softened cream cheese, strawberry jelly, an egg yolk, and a bit of sugar. Now, we spread this over the bread, then roll each one up pinwheel style before placing them seam side down on a baking sheet. We brush them with some melted butter and roll them in cinnamon sugar. Once they're all done, we'll pop them in the freezer to firm up. Come breakfast time, all that's left to do is bake them for about 20 minutes and they're done. Eat them as is, or maybe top them with some fresh berries, a bit of syrup, or both for a decadent way to start your day. To get the recipe for our strawberry cheesecake breakfast roll-ups, all you need to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a 2-in-1 way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Next at noon, a much-needed break from the rain today, but we could see thunderstorms return by Saturday night. Chris Reese has the details next in your First Alert forecast. Online shopping and car sales are boosting the retail market, and Diet Coke is trying its hand at some hip millennial lingo in its new ad campaign. Mark Liverman has your Money Watch report.
The Commerce Department says retail sales increased 0.4% last month, boosted by a jump in car sales and online purchases. The figure is modest in comparison to July's 0.8% growth. The slight slowdown indicates consumer caution, although confidence remains strong. The U.S. government's budget deficit surged past $1 trillion in the first 11 months of this budget year. That's a $169 billion increase over last year. Budget experts project a surplus for this month, which may put the total 2019 deficit below the $1 trillion mark. The higher deficits reflect higher spending for Social Security and Medicare and the impact of the 2017 tax cuts. Airbus wants to know a lot more about its passengers, from in-flight food purchases to length of bathroom use. The airplane manufacturer has outfitted one of its planes with sensors and cameras to observe onboard habits. Airbus says the data will be used to better cater to passenger needs. And Diet Coke has launched an ad campaign in the UK celebrating the popular phrases for when you just can't find the words. It's called You Do You and includes TV ads with people embracing mainstream trends. The campaign also features 8 limited edition can designs with phrases like can't even, okay next, and it's lit. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Mark Liverman.
All right, Mark, thank you. Looking at the noon hour Dow Industrials, they are up 46 points. The NASDAQ down, however, 10. The S&P 500 adding 1 point. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Chris is here now with your first alert weather, a break from the rain.
A break from the rain, Mark, after we did it again. We set another record stretch of rainfall. In fact, I crunched some of the numbers, and just in this week alone, we were 500% above normal in terms of the type of rainfall we normally see this time of the year for this stretch of the week. But the reason for that, we had this area of high pressure towards the south and west, along with the frontal boundary that essentially danced over the upper Midwest. This became the focal point of a lot of heat and humidity, and that front unzipped all of that, led to several instances of heavy rain that moved on through the state of Wisconsin, though. So that is what we dealt with, but things are indeed finally coming to an end for us. Here's some of the rainfall amounts just going through the past 48 hours. This doesn't include any of the rainfall from Monday or Tuesday. This is, again, just the past 48 hours. And some folks, especially down south and back towards the west, really picked up a lot of rain. 4.7 inches as you worked your way towards extreme southern Elkhorn County there, and then as you work your way back towards the west, you get over towards Crawford County, Prairie du Chien. That's where upwards of 6 inches of rainfall were estimated as we went through the past 2 days. Now things are all clear for us, so that is certainly good news. Drier air is indeed working into the picture. Here's the last 18 hours, just showing you the radar loop. You see the front as it arrives from the west last night, and then it zips on through, although it was very slow moving. But again, we're drying out. We're just waiting for that cloud cover to move on out. Thicker cloud cover is over Michigan right now. We do still have some lower cloud cover, though, that's starting to move in from the north and west. That's going to hang with us as we go through the rest of the evening. But again, I don't expect any kind of rainfall coming out of that cloud cover. 66 the temperature in Madison right now. Winds still coming out of the south and west at 9, but we're going to watch those winds become northwesterly as we head into tonight. 60 in Viroqua, Prairie du Chien, also at 63. Those dew points are a lot lower than they were. This is the sign of some drier air. But let's time it on out for you. We'll see the high right around 70 degrees this afternoon, cooling down towards 53 tonight. We'll see some clear skies as well. Clear skies and sunshine stick around on Saturday. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s, but Saturday night and the Sunday, the clouds will increase. We'll see another chance for showers. Those will likely linger into Sunday morning before we dry out some moving into Sunday afternoon. 80 for Sunday, warmer as we go through the start of next week. We'll see another cold front by next Friday. Next weekend, it's looking like the 60s, folks. Yeah, that last weekend of September does look a little bit cooler.
A warm week coming up.
Yes, that's right.
Air conditioner gets a one-day break here.
A one-day break, but at least it's a break.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, next at noon, the cooking mom joins us to share a quick and easy sweet weeknight. That is jambalaya recipe. It smells good in here. I'll tell you, stay with us. Welcome back. Amy Hatton, the cooking mom, joins us once again. You've been on before.
I have.
Great to see you again.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
She's an author, a popular blogger, and you got cooking show on all over the Midwest.
Yeah, I cook up a cooking show in Green Bay, but I love to spread my quick, easy recipes for busy people all over because my mission passion is to get people cooking again. And this is a busy time of year.
Yeah, it really
so
is.
This is a super easy one. People say 30-minute meals. This is like 15, 10-minute meals.
Jambalaya.
So it is, and it's the easiest jambalaya recipe ever. I started out with, down south, they call it the Holy Trinity, onions, peppers, and celery, and a little bit of olive oil. Star of the show is andouille sausage. And andouille sausage used to be something you could only get down south in New Orleans. Johnsonville started making it. It is so delicious. And that's my secret, is it adds so much flavor, and unlike ground beef or chicken where you have to wait until it's cooked through, that's what makes it so quick. This is already cooked. It's already cooked. You're just heating it up, so it makes it really, really easy. Then we're going to add some diced tomatoes. some garlic, and these days they make it so easy. You know, if you're in a pinch, not that, you know, fresh.
Instant minced garlic.
Exactly. Fresh garlic is wonderful, but you know what? If you're cooking, I still love you. So you can take some shortcuts. You can even buy the veggies already pre-chopped in the produce section. And then last but not least, I've got a pouch of wild rice or two that you just pick up at the grocery store and pop it in the microwave for 90 seconds.
So that's already heated up.
It's already done. I mean, if you have leftover rice, this is a great way to use it. But my bottom line is, you know, these smoked sausages make dinner easy. And all smoked sausages aren't created equal. These, what I love about them, and I'm really picky, I love about them that they taste better because they're made better. They're pure premium pork. All that's in there, no artificial color, no artificial flavor, and they cook up in minutes. So I know we get the Packers game this weekend. Throw them on the grill. They come in a lot of different flavors. I'm using andouille. There's a chicken flavor andouille, a little bit lighter, made with 100% chicken. For Italian, throw some of this on top of the spaghetti sauce. It's an Italian 3-cheese. Polish with some sauerkraut. Are you ready to try this bad boy?
3-cheese Italian, all sorts of stuff.
I know, and again, it's just something a little different. I'm trying to also get people out of the recipe rut, making the same old things, and I think the family will really like this. So it's so quick and easy. Under 10 minutes.
Your cookbook?
TheCookieMom.com. Was it a little bit hot? I'm sorry. And you
good.
can spice it up with a little hot sauce, or you can go to Johnsonville website too. They have some awesome recipes and lots of recipes with smoked sausage. So
TheCookieMom.com.
Yeah, happy weekend, everybody.
Yeah, great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Here's Chris with one final check of the forecast.
Let me just finish writing that down so I can have some dinner later on tonight. But hey, we're going into what is going to be a clear night for us. There's still a little bit of cloud cover out there, but eventually the skies will clear out. Highs right around 70, a low of 53 later on. Saturday looks great, but Saturday night into Sunday, we'll watch another chance for those showers and thunderstorms to join the picture. But then early next week looks fairly fantastic. We'll be warm.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.